Urban Equity Properties hopes to write the newest chapter for the former news tower in downtown Rockford.
Yeah, the company plans a multi-million-dollar investment in a historic building. Nathaniel Langley learns how the project may build on its history.
Our history is here downtown.
Justin Fern sees that legacy rise above Rockford with the former news tower.
Obviously, there's a ton of history with the building itself.
Fern leads Urban Equity Properties. After waiting 15 years, his company plans to pick up the tower currently owned by Iconic Energy.
This one is right on State Street, next to the bridge, on the river. It just checks a lot of boxes there.
Built in 1930, the building is modeled after the Tribune Tower in downtown Chicago, but its Rockford counterpart includes more Art Deco features.
We're utilizing historic tax credits, so the building will remain pretty similar to what you see now from the exterior.
UEP would invest $46 million to create 80 apartments, 12 retail spaces, and a restaurant. A small museum would also honor the property's history.
But we're really looking forward to stabilizing this building for decades to come.
The project could scoop another $4 million in tax increment financing from the city of Rockford.
These projects are difficult. It takes a lot, and you have to have a committed developer to advance these projects.
Fern expects the purchase to close in January. Construction could start in late 2026 and wrap by 2028.
If we're going to do it, we're going to start it, and we're going to finish it, and it's going to get done.
In Rockford, Nathaniel Langley, WIFR News.